Joked till he got his Rolex. 2 weeks he stepped up. Brother, they broke his arm. Came back to the ends with a cast. Yeah, the right job. Brother, they got my arm. I said, what? What? Bro, don't get me wrong, yeah. There's times where I go to my own event, yeah.
Don't put me on the
I didn't know this, yeah, but sometimes venues just have like, what's the correct term? Not makeshift managers, but like this manager might be working just tonight.
Okay.
So no one knows who we would. Like, Matthew might have been liaising with the booker the whole time. When we get to the event, this manager is just
not having it.
He's just working this shift. Yeah. So there's no relationship, there's no hookups and all that. Nothing. This guy was looking at Matthew like he was a number. Matthew was getting mad. I said, brother, I'm really negotiating all of this, man.
Yeah.
He's like, I've got to speak to the manager. Bro, you got to speak to the manager about bottles that we've asked for like an hour ago.
Yeah.
The manager's clearly not answer your phone. Better run the bottles, man. If there's an invoice outstanding, we'll pay it tomorrow. Yeah. And then we've been in situations like that before where it's like, we want something done tonight, which we've already discussed in the emails, but the person who's working the shift doesn't know, he's not aware. And that's why I'm always...
And they won't honour it, basically.
Yeah, or they try not to, but we stand firm in what we're saying. Like, I'm not trying to ginos you. I don't want an extra bottle of alcohol. Yeah. This is our alcohol. It's negotiated in our rider. This is the whole reason why you have 800 people in your venue. Like, so it gets to that stage, but one time was La La Land. Matthew Daly.
You know what it is? Sometimes it's just a build-up. Sometimes it's just, it's just that one step too far.
Yeah.
Might have had that stressful week.
You got cheeky though. I
was just like, nah, you're taking the piss. But he read the situation.
He acted
on one side. He humbled immediately.
Because at the end of the day, we're not again, like I'm going back to what I said, we're not bad people, but just don't violate. Like you took a higher fee quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? You said that we did all of that. Now we're asking for what we want in return, like maybe drink tokens or something. You're dragging your feet.
Yeah. I'm not asking for something. I'm not you, by the way. I'm not like, because the night's done well, give me an extra. No, I'll pay for that.
Yeah.
But give me what was agreed.
Yeah.
And don't make me have to beg for something that I'm due. Yeah. That's mad.
That's when it gets annoying.
That's mad to me. But you know what's funny? So the same guy that didn't only use his phone for personal usage, the day of the event, he sent me a message saying...
on the same personal phone?
Yeah, on the same personal phone. He sent me a message saying, mate, some of your guests are parking all over the place. Could you put our message on social media? The way I wanted to reply, this is my personal number.
Let's go on email, yes please.
Why am I going to post something on my social media that makes it look like, problem? That's got how people park got nothing to do with it.
Whose issue is that?
You should have used those 5 extra security to manage the parking.
Whose issue is that? Because when we've seen events like festivals where people have parked on roads and they've had to lock off festivals, whose problem would you say that is? If an event happens like maybe yours, would you say it's the venues or the promoters? If your customers and clients are parking on the street?
So the reason, how I see it is, who is going to
lose out?
So the reason why a venue hires security and not a promoter is because the venue is the person that needs to protect its license. 100%. They're the person that needs to protect the building. If someone comes to start smashing up stuff, you're the one that needs to pay for those things. Yeah. She might be able to say to the promoter, you got to give us a deposit, we're keeping your deposit because this got smashed or whatever, but you're the person that can have to deal with it. So you're the person that should protect it. But if it's your venue, you need to make sure that you keep your license. If the council are going to take it away because people are parking willy-nilly, you need to enforce stewards or whatever. You can pass that onto the promoter to pay for it. You can add it into your higher fee, but it's just logical. Look after the things that look after you.
That's why you got places like Hyatt that put barriers far up the road.
But it's the venue that do that though. So you can't drive onto the road. I think we've spoken about it before, the example that I'm pretty sure our community are aware of where the incident happened, that's not someone's venue. So I can see why the responsibility would lie on the promoter. Because the promoter would have had to gone to the council and done a public, explained how they're going to avoid public disorder. And that would have been one of the reasons. You know what I'm saying? But as a consumer, it wasn't communicated. Because technically, the promoter should have put barriers, so no one could park there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But the annoying part for that event though was that there was actually parking.
No, but you didn't tell us there was parking for 5,000, but you know the thing is, it was far. It was the same venue.
It was in the venue.
But what was happening is,
it's the people to turn in when the fingers are pointing, telling them to point to go in. They were just like, no, it's faster to put your car here so at the end you can leave.
Oh yeah.
I remember where I parked.
But here's the joke: the parking was for 5,000 people,
and no one used it.
Now, just to quickly finish the point.
But when I did mine, the week before.
Just to quickly finish the point. So, I know we've gone such on a tangent. Higher fees,
the cost.
speakers, security, screens. what else was your venue cost? As in that you was charged from the venue. So we've got higher fee, security, screens.
Higher fee, bar deposit.
Can we have that question what the bar deposit was, or is that too intrusive?
I can't
No,
remember.
it's just generally speaking, like when you go to an event.
I'm talking numbers.
No, I know, but what I think general rule of thumb, yeah, that I think people should do. So you just avoid speaking about numbers because you already know I don't like talking about numbers. I know he loves.
No, I tell you why. Because sometimes, for instance, when I spoke to Pioneer once about the festival he put on, this was off camera. Sometimes people don't realize how expensive something is to put on. So when you're trying to sell a ticket for a price and someone's like, oh, £30, they don't understand the money that goes in.
It's not your responsibility. As a consumer, it's not your responsibility how much it costs. It's not. It's just if you're no. It's not. What it is if you're charging £30, then just make sure I get my £30 worth. Yeah. That's it. If I put on, like, I believe, the future of events, whether people like it or not, I know it's a tough time, but you gotta understand if you value what you're going out for, you're gonna have to pay a premium. You're gonna have to pay a premium. Concerts are not going up because they want them to, but it's costing peas to put on these shows, bro. So if you really want to see your favorite artist perform, when they say £80 for a ticket, bro, you gotta pay it.
And you mentioned with events, so we went to an event. I'm not gonna say when we went to an event. We went to an event not too long ago. When we was leaving the event, okay, we spoke to a white lady. Now, when I asked that white lady if she's ever seen the venue taped off before by police in the whole 24 years she's worked there, what was her response?
She said, no, it's the first time. See? Yeah. And it goes back to...
No, 24 years she's managed this venue. And I hate grouping us because when someone else has an issue, should we stop grouping ourselves?
Do you know what? The only thing I do say is like...
We should stop, isn't it?
You see, it depends on what you're talking about specifically, but when you talk about like incidents happening, like violent incidents especially, if you look at like Reading and Leeds Festival or this or that, there's still plenty of incidents. It's just that whenever it's carnival, it gets super highlighted or whatever and whatnot. Do you get what I'm saying?
When it comes to raves though, should we stop putting an umbrella? So let's say, for instance, this event we went to, someone got outside the venue, okay, and the police have had to come. I've asked this white lady who's managed events for 24 years, have you done events here? Several events. Have you done weddings? She said we've had several parties here. But this is the first of this kind, and this is the first time the police have come and taped it off. And let me not say us, because we shouldn't group ourselves, should we, when something happens? Am I right in saying that we shouldn't?
What I've noticed with our demographic here is that, obviously because of where we come from, the level of the intensity of the beef sometimes goes a bit too far. I've always been a strong believer of, I'm not telling you not to beef. I can't. Like, this is real life. I don't want to take that away from you. Your pain is your pain. If you go to a rave and you see a man who killed your brother, killed your dad or your uncle, and you see him, I don't know what emotions are going to come over you. I get that. Just go outside.
But you see,
was outside.
it was outside.
No, they didn't even get into the rave.
They didn't even get to the rave.
Bro, it was outside the rave.
They didn't even get to the rave. Before the rave.
And my thing is, for 24 years she's managed this venue.
You keep saying this 24 years. Has she ever booked us in there?
No, but this is my point. This is my point, though.
No, but has she booked us in there? Because context is key. In the 24 years that she's done business, has she ever had another promoter that's looked like us there?
No.
Cool. So this is the first time you've had one of us there. And this is the first time you had an incident. There you go. There. So the 24 years doesn't matter. It's the fact that you needed money, so you decided to offer us the opportunity to hold an event there.
Yeah, but
we didn't do our due diligence. No, I'm just saying. No, but this is why you pay extra for security. This is my point. It all ties in.
But you know what's mad? You see, like stuff like that here. A venue that I use, they're not making as much money on the bar as before. So let's say, for instance, we do Somewhere Love at a venue. Before, we're hitting like 40 grand on the bar easily, like calm, and they're just there saying, "Right, take your deposit and take money on top." You know what I mean? Fast forward now, an incident happened years ago. Then they tried to stop all black events. Then they got their license back. Then they said all drinks. This is what the council and the police said. Decanted.
Yeah.
So the moment they started doing that, the bar dipped. So it's gone from 40 to raves making about 20 something now, and it's due to you're not allowed to hold bottles no more in the events. So what happens now is a lot of the people who would go to other events don't come to that venue no more because they can't show off.
That when you say us, you have to say us because it is us. We are the ones that give these bars bar spins. Whether we like it or not.
At the same time, we probably get their venues closed as well.
Yeah.
But I don't label the Caucasians.
No, of course, but obviously
We don't.
But the thing is,
that's why.
within the promoters within our scene, you've got promoters like us that maybe it's just the experience, but our events don't come with this baggage, with these issues.
Why doesn't it? Because of our relationships, or because of the cost of being nice.
Yeah,
I'm saying. Bro, I've phoned man, and said, yo, listen, you're my dog. I know you want to come to my event.
Can't come.
No, you can't come. I'm letting you know.
Bro, I say you can't. Bro,
coming.
Taser, I say you can't come. It's like even recently I had to break it down to someone. They said, alright, why is Summer Love not as busy as it used to be? And I said, simple. They were like, why? I said, all my friends who are from different ends who are villains, I told them, you can't come no more. And instantly, unfortunately, it goes back to, again, demographic, and I was breaking it down to someone recently. I said, some of these new dances that have got branded names in our events here, in our thing, have you noticed there's always a fight continuously at these events, but it's the same lot hopping from. It's the same lot hopping.
And people say, "Oh, Taser, you know them." It's the same guys.
And Taser, you know what happened? One time it could have gone really left at Someone Love, yeah, bro. That day I made so much money. 1,200 people. I was at home counting.
That thing?
Huh?
Watford?
Nah. That one was that's even a different one.
Oh,
but
okay.
this one was in Leytonstone.
Oh, the warehouse one. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
And I was counting so much P here. But after that, I remember saying to Daps, I said, "Rah, I don't want on my conscience someone comes to my rave, gets bodied. I've made mad bread. I'm happy on one side.
It's having me on.
You get what I'm saying?
There's
So I'm gonna have to lose out.
There's an events brand, that I'm not gonna say in the name, but if you know, you know, where an incident happened and someone died, bro. They tried to promote like the next day. What? Phone calls are being made. What do you mean,
Bro, some
we're promoting another day and my brother died.
Bro, some promoters
But
don't
remember,
care.
there's no connection, by the way. It's just like, oh, you know of man.
Yeah.
So technically, like, you can continue going to work. That's how you look at it.
Yeah.
Man are like, no.
But
And if you continue going to work, you can't come back home.
But Gabriel, going back to this,
You're laughing, but bro.
I shouldn't even laugh.
This is the pressure of where we come from. So when you say, throw a rave, I'm like, yeah, but if I know I'm gonna throw a rave and all I'm gonna do is invite these gorillas, bro, I gotta make sure there's times 8 the type of girls to calm them down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're gonna have problems because these men are gonna get drunk.
bro, even with that,
We're gonna go outside.
Bro, even with that, they still don't know how to behave. Like, it's so bad, Like, the women in our demographic will say, they don't like guys like that, But let's be real, Taze. They do.
They love it.
The events
They
that
love
are
to be on the
the
table.
events that are
They
super the events that are super packed is full of them guys. Like I said before, my formula was I'll phone this man from this end. I'll be like, yeah, I got a table for you. Stay here. I'll phone these girls, knowing that them man, a couple of them will say, I see you coming. I'll put them in between. Put this next one here. Put this one here. Then I used to do dumb shit like before, like play with their egos where if you spend the most, I used to bring out wrestling belts and give it to them and say, you lot are the man. Bro, I used to walk with drinks like waiter and serve them to make sure they feel like they're above me. I'm thinking, you fucking idiots.
Someone did that in so Shorty was telling me that he just got back from Dubai, innit? And he was telling me that he was giving us like a commentary of a rave that he was at, and he was saying that how one table bought 10 bottles of, I think, Ace. So the other table responded with 10 bottles of Class Azul or whatever. Then the first table was like, what? Responded with 20. That table come back. Anyway, they're going back and forth the whole night. Lo and behold, end of the night, Shorty's obviously DJing, he stayed, he's realised that table's the owner, he didn't pay for one drink. Bro. He's the owner, he didn't pay for one drink, it's his bottle. He got played.
Bro, you know Liberty used to do that, innit?
Yeah.
With they used to come to the back here, and they used to bring Bel Air, and then they'll put them next to the strongest table. 30 bottles come out, but these lot have just paid the VAT. They've just paid the VAT on the night, so you're there going ham against them. They pressure you to do 30 or 40, but between 10 man, they've just gone. And this,
that's why I say, when it comes to events, like my perspective is different to the normal consumer. If I'm spending money on a bottle, it's because I want to.
Yeah.
But I know there's so many ways where you don't have to. But I'm not concerned.
Okay, so as Matthew and Taser, you look at the younger lot will look up to you guys, whether you like it or not. The younger guys coming up to want to do events. They'll look at the two of you, okay? And why I admire the two of you is because I see you guys, if the two of you really wanted to throw your weight around, you could. I don't say it in a physical, violent way, but there are people who have less and have achieved less than you have, and they walk around like really big balls. And I want to say, what has kept the two of you grounded? Because, as I said, I love numbers, and I can see numbers, and I don't see the numbers on you, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if you understand what I mean by that.
Basically, you're not dressed like money bag yo.
Like, even for instance, your good friend Axel, your family member Axel, people just see him as a comedian, but they don't know that he's a lot more than a comedian. It's only when I had a conversation with him one day, a long conversation, I was like, hold on, you're just not funny. Like, you're actually, I know it sounds mad.
Okay, but bro, these are the people that I've surrounded myself with for like the past 15 years. Like, we're not looking at who's getting the biggest chain, who's getting the next watch, but mad, though, no, it's not mad because we're still living life.
I know, but unfortunately, from our community, some of us are going with the mentality that we have to adorn ourselves with everything we own.
Yeah, but are you happy? That's what I'm asking. Like, a lot of people that adorn themselves with what they own, I know a lot of them who are not happy. So why do I think that this chain costing me 30 grand is going to make me happy?
I know, but how have the two of you, because as much as you're two separate individuals, but how have the two of you managed to keep yourselves so grounded? When I say you don't throw your weight around, there are guys who have achieved less than you, who may have less resources than you, who walk around like Billy Big Balls, like they're big shots. But yet the two of you, very polite, very humble, not loud, pretty quiet.
I'd say one thing is,
good afternoon, good evening, excuse me, thank you. Like,
for one, I'd say that is just part of who I am. Yeah, that's not going to change. Like, no matter what, no matter how much I make, that's me.
Does money change people?
I think money changes
to a
people.
degree, but
or is it just what's inside you that's been watered?
No, I think
it amplifies whoever you are.
Yeah, it amplifies whoever you are because you now have the freedom to make the decisions you want to make.
Explain that, sir.
Savage Dan on HC Pod, I like to name drop other people so they know that it's a community, it's not just us. But Dan said once here that, and this was just a throwaway comment, but I understand why he said it because of where we've come from. He said, I'm not going to go down on the gal until I got 100 bags in my account. It sounds so trivial, but I understand what he's saying.
Why?
Because you can't chat to me if I got 100 bags in my account. No matter what you say to me, the confidence I have knowing that I got 100 bags in my account, you can't chat to me.
But you've got that confidence anyway, no?
No, I've gained it. What I'm saying is the future that you're talking about, these young guys, the moment they make a bit of money and they sit comfy. You know, like when you go raving and you know you've got the money to pay for your table. You've been raving but you didn't have the money. And all of a sudden, when you're talking to babes, it's a bit half-hearted because you don't have the money. Like, if she says, let's go for a drink. Yeah, it's hard.
We put out the coke and lemonade.
So I think what's happened with me and Matthew is that we bet on ourselves so many times, not borrowed money. Remember, all these events we're talking about, from when we started, we didn't borrow no money.
Yeah.
We've gone in, we've found a way to get the money. I remember one time you phoned me the high fees $5, but that's all I got. But I sent it. Because I know that when I sent it. I said, Mum, you need to borrow me a piece to just float me. And I literally.
How old was you at this time?
23, and I slept in my room for 2 weeks until the next event. Didn't do nothing, didn't go out.
At what age would you say was the turning point for you where you became less stressed about money? Obviously, we always stress about money. Always. I don't care what amount of money you get. A loss is a loss. We always still. But what age would you say you got to where you finally breathed and was like, I'm okay? What age was that? Would you say?
It's probably when we signed the Spotify deal. I ain't seen that many zeros on the contract before.
How old was you then?
20. Pod started 2016. I think we signed Spotify 2019.
You know what's mad here about doing that period?
How old are you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. 29, 30.
Are you sure 2019? Was it before?
6 years ago.
Was it?
Yeah, so 29.
29.
29.
I just say
Yeah, because I had a 19 plate.
Yeah.
That's when I got the Audi.
It goes back to what you said, how grounded he was. Because remember, like, that deal's come now. And I just saw that the man that was.
Whoa, be careful.
Wait, no.
Go on. See from me.
Go.
What did you see from me?
No.
No, I just wait. You can't even let me land. I just saw there's a glow in the man where it goes back to what you were saying about.
What glow?
Where it goes back to.
What glow, please?
Where it goes back to what you were saying about you might be in the club and you might want to buy a girl might ask you for a drink, but now you know that. You know what I'm saying? You can talk your shit. But wait. Fuck it, this guy's always interrupted. But Taser just had this quiet confidence of, I don't even need to do nothing. I'm just kind of just in my, you know what I mean? And at the same time, remember we was doing Lock Sunday Weekly, so that was churning extra money for the man. But Taser was just like, rah, still at home, not doing. You know what I mean? Doing extra.
That's the year I told you I'm coming to Dubai. You know, said, no, I don't believe you.
Then when I remember saying that. I remember thinking, rah. I remember saying, rah. Like in my head, I was like, Taser don't like to spend. He ain't gonna come.
You didn't believe I was coming to Dubai.
I was like, then when Taser come to Dubai, showtime. I was like, oh.
Go on.
That's my question.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, as you said. I apologize. But you said that a lot of the man them were doing like showy and doing stuff. What do you mean by that? Sorry.
I'm not gonna delve into how far they went. Well, we know between us.
I lie?
Yeah, but he didn't let me word it correctly.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He knows what he did. He wanted me to flame the man. I'm not gonna flame the man.
Don't get me wrong. I've been there. I'm from there. I've grown up in an estate where, brother, man couldn't wait to get my first Rolex. Couldn't wait to get my first daughter. And I know, man. I'm from my same estate, bro. Joked till he got his Rolex. 2 weeks he stepped up. Brother, they broke his arm. Came back to the ends with a cast. Yeah, the right job. Brother, they got my arm. I said, what? What? Bro, don't get me wrong, yeah. There's times where I go to my own event, yeah.
Don't put me up to the
camera. Your arm, put it away. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, bro, do you know who you are? Like, this is Port Brixton. It could get dark very quickly, bro. But I get it because I've come from that environment. So, but there's been times where we've been raving. I'm like, you man, I can smell the tension in the air. I don't need to be here.
Bro, there's times during that period, man's walked out, and before I walked out,
I don't get FOMO. I don't get FOMO like that because I've been raving since I was 21.
I hope you like this video. We've got more to come. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing. We've been seeing the followers. Where's what at the moment? Spiking again.
Yeah, we're doing well, man.
Yeah. At first, people were complaining about, leave the videos at 1.5 hours. No, we're not doing that. Cutting it down, it's making it easy to digest. So that's what's helping the channel grow. So please keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you.
The clips page as well.
Yeah, the clips page as well. Please follow Chisel Extra. We're close to 500 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so by the time this videos come out, it should be on like beyond that.
Yeah, way beyond that.
Yeah, way beyond that. So please keep sharing that, keep liking. We're gonna repurpose a lot of old clips, new clips, stuff that might come on there before on the main channel as well. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you.